The bundle system is an important feature in the new PHPixie. It not only allows you to reuse the code you have already written in your next project, but also to package and share it with other developers via Composer. Now, this makes bundles very similar to your standard Composer libraries, the only difference being that bundles are much more framework opinionated and will contain information such as your routes, templates, processors, or RAM configuration, etc. So there are a lot of things that could easily be packaged and separated from your project into a bundle. For example, this might be a file upload system that would consist of a nice template that shows an upload button, includes the appropriate CSS and JavaScript files to show a progress bar of the upload, and some backend logic that processes the upload and stores the files on the file system and notifies the rest of the framework where those files are located. Now, this can be easily packaged into a bundle since it doesn't touch on the other parts of your project, and then, if need be, can be swapped out for a different uploader bundle or easily shared with other projects and collaborated upon. Now, since bundles are the core of the new framework, you already have one. This is the default app bundle that you're working on, and that means that any PHPixie project can be turned into a bundle and reused in the other PHPixie project. Now let's take a look on the steps that are needed to actually create a bundle and publish it. Now, so the first step you probably would have to do is change the bundle's name. The default one is app, which is far too generic, and it also resides in the project app namespace. It is shared between all PHPixie projects, and while this is also changeable, and I would actually advise changing your project namespace to better suit and describe your project. But so the first step you need to do is change the name to something that is compliant with package standards. So our root namespace has to be the vendor, which in my case is going to be Drakeny, and then I'll call the bundle itself Trixie. Now there are a bunch of places where changes have to be made, but those are relatively easy to find. So let's start with changing the bundle itself. So to do that, the first thing we do is renaming the file. So since the folder was called app, I'm now going to rename it to Trixie. Then I'm going to rename the namespace. Instead of project app, it's going to be Drakeny Trixie. And then this file is going to be Trixie PHP. So now we have we've renamed the folders. We have to change the text inside the bundle since the bundle references itself in a bunch of places, like here in the layouts. The easiest way to do it is actually use the replace in function and change the word project to my vendor name Drakeny. Actually, I can let's look at that. So yes, all those. Great. Place. File save all. Now we'll also change the app to Trixie. Notice that I'm using case sensitive replacement because that is how the namespace is. So class app, class app, class app. That's all great. I'm just replacing that. File save all. And now the last step is replacing all the reference to the app like this in the lowercase to actual bundle name. Place app to lowercase Trixie. So you have to be kind of careful here because you can see that wrappers jumped into this thing, and we don't have to really need to replace any of that. So I can just hide this one. So just the string app, all of this is replaced. Now let's take a quick look through the files, just from top to bottom, to see that everything's alright. So this does not, the root resolver never references the template, so that doesn't matter. Template locator doesn't reference the bundles, so that doesn't matter. Here we have the layout, which is Trixie layout now. This one does not touch anything. Let's go here. The namespaces everywhere have been changed. So this is just a bunch of replacing. So basically you just replace project with your vendor namespace, which is usually going to be your username, and the app with whatever the bundle is that you have. So now that we changed the bundle, we also have to change how it was wired to the project, so that the application still works. That is done in a few places. So first thing is the bundle initialization, which instead of project app is now Drakeny Trixie. Then we go to our framework configuration files, which were referencing the app bundle, as you can see here, a bunch of times, like once. So we have to change this to Trixie 2. And the last part that is very easy to mess out is you have to change the auto-loading path in your Composer JSON, because it references bundles app src and bundle apps test. So again, just Trixie. Now, if you miss any of this, it's very easy to find, because you will usually see a relevant error. But it's just super easy to verify what you're doing, but just say a search in the name, project, and app across the code. So if I've done everything right here, I should now go to the PHPixie folder. I'm going to run Composer update. Actually just so my autoloader gets updated with the new information from the Composer JSON, and now bundle app does not. I actually missed the spot. All right, let's take a look. I think I missed that here. Yes, there's always Trixie, and here Trixie. Default bundle Trixie. So yes, basically see here we had like two references to the name. It was like the prefix and the bundle name and which rows to mount. So we just changed everything to Trixie here. And now it works. So now we changed our bundle, our bundle totally. Now let's do some more modifications so that we can make it out from the actual bundle. So instead of calling it PHPixie 3.0, I'm just going to call it Trixie and say here I'm going to say, hey, it works. Hey, it works. I'm not going to change the grid, because let everything stay there. So I'm not touching anything else in the code, and if you would have any of the web files, you would actually put them here in the web folder, like the JavaScript and the CSS files. Now I'm going to refresh the page once more. Hey, it works. Have fun coding. I want to write Trixie somewhere. Oh, it was in the title. You know what? I'm just going like to change this to Trixie 2, so you can easily see where it is. Yes, Trixie, have fun coding. All right. So now that the time has come to publish the bundle. Now, to do that, let us first go to GitHub and create myself a new repository, which is Go. I'm going to call bundle, Trixie bundle. Trixie bundle. All right. I don't need. I'm going to initialize it at Composer JSON get ignore. Add the license. It doesn't really matter. But I'm always adding this reclose one, so I'm going to add this one too. Alright, so here is our new project. Now let's go ahead to some other folder. I'm just going to go one level up and clone it. Git clone. Great. Now I'm going here. So this is my original folder, and here is my empty folder with some stuff. Now all I do is I have to copy all these files from inside the PHPixie bundle into the new folder. So I'm just going to show this in Explorer. I'm going to grab these assets src web, go to this PHPixie bundle folder, and then just drop them there. So you can already see that the structure of the bundle actually becomes very similar to the structure of the actual project, but it gets there's just one more step required before we can actually publish it. It's no work at all. So well, actually the first thing I'm going to do is edit the git ignore file, because I kind of treat bundles as libraries, so I don't want to commit the composer lock for them. But I think that is very an individual approach. I kind of consider them libraries, so I'm not committing composer lock for the bundles. But if your bundle does require some special versioning, you can just keep it. So I changed the git ignore file. Now I am all I need here is my composer JSON to define the bundle. So I'm going to cheat a bit, and that's actually very easy. Just copy the contents of this composer JSON from the actual project, then dropping it here. Composer JSON. Oh, I name it composer. Composer JSON. All right. So now let's see what changes here. So the first thing is that instead of PHPixie project, we now have Drekany Trixie. That is a very important part of what we are changing, because you will, when publishing it, the name of the package is very important. So type is no longer project. Actually, I think I can just, I think it should be library. Give me a second. I'm just going to look quickly at any other composer JSON that I have. I can, yes, type library. Exactly. Type going to be library. So I'm going this PHPixie bundle. License BSD, all this is far simpler, because now we don't have a test folder, but you could have the test folder, so I'm going to leave the tests directory here just in case. But basically this is all you need here, src and tests. You can leave the requires like this, and everything else is pretty much alright. Well, dev master, it's not the third version, so I'm going to call it, let's say, 0. Let's start down, because it's not the third version of the bundle. Let me take a quick look. Alright, I think we're good. The simple way of testing it is going to go into the PHPixie bundle. And now let's php composer file update. So I'm just going to let composer run on it, and yes, it's going to work out fine. I just wanted to validate that my composer JSON file is correct. So I can actually just interrupt this now. Should I? Nah. All right. I'll let everything install and then be on my way. It's just gonna take a second. The full bundle, huh? All right. Cool. Okay. So now let's git add done minus everything. git commit -m Trixie bundle, and then push. Now, when you're done, you probably will want to tag your bundle as a stable version. So let's actually go and do the right now. I'm going to tag it 0.1 or something like that. Bang, and git push origin -- tags. Okay, dragging. Alright, now I can go to packages here and submit my bundle. It's going to be the exact same. Yes. Great. So my bundle is submitted. Now let's configure a GitHub service hook. Actually, you don't even need to do this. The important part is submitted. It now has a stable 0.1 version. So everything is great. And now we want to obviously use it somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the Pixie project that we were using to extract the bundle from. Delete Pixie. So now I'm going to create a new PHPixie project in the same folder where is my create project statement. So I'm just going to recreate it with the default old F bundle that there was, and then we are going to add the new Trixie bundle to the existing configuration, so you can see how actually easy it is into the when downloading an existing package. So yes, that's all going to be rather fast because it's all coming from cache. Come on. Alright, great. Alright, so now I want to add the new bundles we created. So I just go here into require and add a new line. So I'm adding Drakeny Trixie, and the version is ~0.1. So basically in the zeros branch any version. So I added this here. Now I'm going to let a composer do its magic. I'm going to go to the folder and just run the update. Alright, so now let's double check. Vendor Drakeny Trixie, here is my bundle that's installed. So one step that we need to do in order to get all the JavaScript files working after installing a new bundle is to go here and create an alias in our framework bundles folder. And on Windows the alias doesn't actually work automatically, but on Linux it would. So I'm just going to add here a shortcut to alright, can I just type d demo bundle demo Pixie vendor Drakeny Trixie web, and I'm going to call it Trixie. So this is the step from the quick start to create an alias here that goes to the web folder of the bundle, so that if the bundle has any JavaScript and CSS files, they are available in the web folder. So in the future, we're going to have a command line tool that does that, but it's a pretty easy task to just create a symlink once per bundle. The other thing is that if your web server is configured to not support symlinks, you can just copy the contents of the folder when deploying, and that might be just a deployment step. But the basic idea is, if I go to bundles, Trixie, it should go to the vendor bundle. Great. So everything is hooked up now. Now the only thing we have to add is routing, because you see everything is now routed to the app bundle. And I want to mount my Trixie bundle somewhere. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this block. So this was the configuration for the app bundle, and this is going to be the configuration for the Trixie bundle. It's going to be Trixie, bundle Trixie, name Trixie, and it has to have a path. Actually, a path. Yes, pattern. I'm mounting it into the /Trixie URL. So basically, in our root namespace, we are going to have the app bundle, and then in the in Trixie, we're going to have the Trixie bundle. Since this the previous app one is more generic and it has it mounts to /, we'll have to move the Trixie to the top so that when URL comes, Trixie is parsed first, so that it's going to check whether the Trixie URL matches before trying to match the bundle route. Alright, so just put the bundles before the generic one. Now let's go here. Now when I go to app local, wait, I did not put a comma somewhere. Alright. I configured it, but I missed the step that I talked about of actually initializing it in the framework bundles over here. So there's the framework bundles. We see that there is a new project app initialized, and then we have to also build the Dracony Trixie bundle. Yes. Pattern Trixie also now what if I go to /Trixie? Alright. So I have missed I forgot my own parameter name. Let me quickly take a look. That's embarrassing. PHPixie route SOC PHPixie route resolver pattern. So that's the pattern resolver. So what is path? See, I'm because I refactored it so many times. I was set it to pattern when I started out, and then I changed it to past pattern, and then I just to path. So path, that is the correct one. So the good. So now everything should be working fine. So here we have our app bundle. It's still mounted at / and nothing changed for that. But now if I go to /Trixie, I'm going to access the Trixie bundle that is mounted here. So I can go to Trixie Greet, which is the processor. So it works exactly the same, and now it's mounted at a subfolder. So as you see, we did not have to, we just had to configure the framework to use the bundle and to mount it somewhere, but we did not have to configure it to actually use it. change anything in the bundle for that to be usable. Now, the configuration of the resolvers here looks a bit overwhelming for the first part, but this is this huge thing. But the reason it is like that is it's far more flexible. So just to spend some more time talking about this, let's take a real look at what this is. So basically, the PHPixie routing is based around the idea of a resolver. And a resolver is just something that takes the URL and gives you the parameters that it parses from. So a resolver is always one. There's just one resolver in your project, but it can be nested, and that's what is here. Is the nested configuration for our resolver. So in fact, so the resolver that we have, let's just look from the top, is called group, which allows grouping multiple nested resolvers that are just going to be used one by one. This is like your standard routing that you usually had, where you just write one route after another. That is a grouped resolver. So now here we have two more resolvers. One is Trixie and one is app. So the Trixie resolver has a type of prefix, which means that I'm going to configure a prefix, which is going to be like Trixie slash, and then there is going to be something inside the prefix. So this is the configuration for that one, is pass Trixie, which is the prefix. These are some default options. So if the prefix Trixie matched, then set the bundle parameter to Trixie, and then continue with this nested resolver, which is the one that mounts the bundle. So what happens is, if the Trixie pass matches, the bundle parameter is assigned with the value Trixie, and then from that place, the bundle takes over the routing itself. So whatever routes you have in the bundle, they are going to be nested right inside here. And that also means that if you have something very deep and custom going on in the bundle, it's going to be picked up, and it's not going to care at where it is mounted. And the very same thing is going on here with the app bundle. Now the only difference is you can see that there is no path here in the app, and that is because the app bundle is mounted to slash. So now, just as an experiment, let's try and reverse them. I'm just going to take this pass parameter here from Trixie and add it to app and call, let's say, the pass a demo. All right, now I'm going to switch here. So now my but now since this one has the path, it has to go on the top so that it gets picked up earlier. Basically, the more that's your usual bundle configuration. The more specific paths have to go upper in the chain so that they get picked up earlier. So, like, look here. Now, the Trixie one is mounted into slash, and now when I go into demo, I get my app bundle. So usually how bundle systems do it, they mount your bundles automatically according to their names, and you can you have very limited amount of power of what you can do with them. But here I can actually change anything. I can even add some more parameters here if I like ID, and that would be passed on to the processor. So some verbosity is obviously the price for more flexibility. Just to recap, because probably you might be using just consuming the bundles that are already created instead of creating your own and publishing them. So just let's recap on the last part, which was how to alright, I'm still recording because I was afraid it stopped recording. Alright, so I'm going to hide it. So let us just recap on how the bundle is added to an existing project. This is a very simple process. so you go to src project framework bundles file in your project folder and instantiate the bundle. And the other cool thing you can see here is that each bundle can have its own constructor parameters. Nothing is built automatically, so you have full flexibility on what to pass where. So all you see here, project app drag Initializing. Now you can go to your HTTP resolver and add them here like this. Pretty much you can just copy whatever contents are in the app, put them and just add the prefix to it, and also create the symlink to get the CSS and JavaScript files. So that's just 3 steps. Now, we only have one third-party library at the moment, and that's actually featured on the website. So let's take a look at that one. That was done by Coca UA, the chat user. And if you visit the chat, you can hang around with us. So he made the Bootstrap 3 bundle that bundles the Bootstrap CSS and some themes along with it. So let's dissect it. So you can see here, so there is the web folder that has the CSS, fonts, and JS. So there's also just some small initialization. There is not much logic going on here. Let's look at the config. This is just load the templates. That is simple. And the actual templates are your themes that you would include. So basically, is there a manual? The manual is in Russian, but the idea is the same. You use composer required to install the bundle, then you go to bundles and create a symlink. This is like instructions for Linux. Then you add it to your bundles, to your framework bundles file, and then just by including the template that you would like, you get your basic Bootstrap layout. And that's basically it. So I hope that I did not miss anything, right? Of installing, publishing. Exactly. So if you do decide to build a bundle for PHPixie, please ping me so I can put it on a website. And if you will need some help in writing documentation for it, or some help or anything, I'll be more than glad to help. So I hope this introduction into bundles was enough. I feel like I'm missing something. Am I? Bundles or no, I don't think. Yes, one more thing that is to add. You don't have to worry about, for example, your ORM wrappers, because the ORM wrappers and ORM configuration that is inside the bundle is going to be merged. So like if one of your bundles reference creates a user model and then another bundle creates, let's say, an item model, then both user and item models are available to both bundles. And one last thing that I actually remembered is bundle communication. So let's say if you want to ask the other bundle to do something, or just communicate with the code to the other bundle, the instantiated one, it is very simple to do because all the bundles are registered with the bundles component. So to get access to a bundle, I would actually, let's just go to some random PHP file. Bundles app src project app. That's green. So for example, if I wanted to get some information about the Trixie bundle, all I could do was like Trixie bundle equals, I don't have the builder referenced here. Let's go into builder. So everything's too simple. So basically, just as you access the ORM component, which I'll just randomly type, you usually do is this builder components ORM. That would be how you usually access the ORM component. Now you can access the bundles component in the very same fashion with this builder components bundles, and from there you can get any registered bundle just by doing this bundles get Trixie. Now I'm not sure about whether it's get method or bundle method, so I'm again going to cheat and look through the actual code. So PHPixie bundles src PHPixie bundles, and yes, it's get. Here's the get method. So and that is how you would get the instantiated instance of the Trixie bundle, and then you could ask it to do something. So for example, if you had a separate bundle for like a blog, and now you wanted to query the blog bundle to whether it has posts or not, or something like very high level, you could just do this through bundle communication. And that's it. So I hope you like this one. I'm going to try and record more of these tutorial videos on various parts of the framework. So thanks. Bye-bye.